Hello, everyone. I hope that you heard my voice well. Um, my name is Labeb Nasher, was born and raised in Yemen. Uh, you have to excuse my English. I'm not fluent like you guys. I just came like 7 years. So my name is Labeb Nasher. I was born and raised in Yemen. Um, I was teaching in the university and studying my PhD when the Houthi militias in Yemen kidnapped me like 48 hours before I discuss my thesis and for my PhD. So they kidnapped me after they took over the capital city. I was in the jail. They tortured me very bad. They damaged my body, my brain somehow, and with around 200 of my friends. I was the lucky one. Some of my friends, they got me out of the jail. I escaped. They killed some of my friends there. I could escape to Jordan, but I left my kids behind me. I left Chad. She was 9 years old, and my daughter, and I left Ayman. He was 6 years old, and my wife there. So after the Houthis militias found out that I left the country, they went after my family. They kidnapped the two kids from the school. They put them in a home and they called the mother, my wife, and asked her to ask me to come and take them. They said, hey, tell your husband that if he didn't come here, he will never see his kids again. I was out. I was in Jordan that time. I couldn't do anything. And then again, friends tried very hard to get them out with my wife's family. And I was lucky also again, so the kids back again to the mother. After 6 months in Jordan, I got an invitation from the World Bank in Washington to attend a conference. I came here in December 9, 2015. I came here from Jordan and I have to stay here for three days only and back again to Jordan. The day I came here, unfortunately, the government of Jordan announced that it's not allowed to any Yemeni passport holder to get in the country, the kingdom, Jordan kingdom, unless he has a visa. Before that announcement, as a Yemeni people, they never asked for visa before. But now, if I want to back from Washington to Jordan, I have to have a visa. And visa is going to be for like a couple of weeks, and I cannot back to Yemen. There is no country welcoming me, no country at all. I'm a Yemeni passport holder. The only place who were welcoming us is Jordan, but now they closed. So I stuck in Washington, actually. I had that time around $400 to pay for my food for the 3 days and back to Jordan. I stuck in this country. I know nobody. And I called someone in New York. He said, you can come to me and we will discuss what's the next step. I spent, and I still remember, I spent $271 for the train from Washington, DC to New York City. And for green taxi, $16 to my friend's places. It had like a deli in Brooklyn. I stayed there with him for a week, no money. I was trying to help him just to get the food and a place to sleep. The problem is, I was this close to lose my hope, or to lose the hope to find a chance, not even to stay in this country, but to find any place in the whole world to say, yes, you can come here. I was this close to get my ticket back to Yemen. I was this close really to back again to the hell, to Yemen, to the jail, because the moment that I reach the airport, they're gonna take me, and this time not to the jail, they're gonna kill me, because before I escaped from that jail in Yemen, as I told you, they killed some of my friends, and they were taking us one after one. So I didn't know what time it was my hour. And then he told me, there is an organization, nonprofit organization in Brooklyn. They have lawyers helping people like us, people who don't have chance, who lost their way. I told him, but I don't have money to pay them. And my friend was a worker himself. So I told him, I don't have money. In that time, even I wasn't thinking about myself. I was thinking about my kids. They were in India. They escaped from Yemen in June 2016 to India because Yemen wasn't safe for them. Imagine that someone has no place to stay and his kids out of his country. He has no hope. He has no life. We could all lose this. You guys cannot imagine the situation. And then I went to the organization. That was in June, I think. It was Wednesday, as I remember, 15. It was June 15, 2016. After I spent long time in that store just to collect some money to pay the lawyer in that organization. I didn't know Christine Haddad, the lawyer, the young lady, the new lawyer there, she will do that for free. I didn't know that. I was working day and night trying to get some money just to pay, because I heard they take around 7, 8, 10,000. That's a lot of money. And I was afraid that my visa will broke before I get the application. I got some money and I went to that office. I found a young lady there. Her name is Christina Haddad. She was speaking Arabic and English. She was fluent. She was smiling at me. I was like, oh, she's smiling. She's going to ask for a lot of money. Well, I'm stuck here. And then she was really friendly. Like, you know, when you feel like someone's a lawyer, that much friendly, I don't know how much she's going to ask for. But in the end, after she finished everything, I told her how much that's going to cost me, because I was keep asking her from the beginning. And she was like, don't worry, don't worry. And in the end, she told me, it's for free. You don't need to pay anything. I shocked, like, in the US, a lawyer for immigration case for free. I got doubts, like, I have to ask, maybe she's bad lawyer. Maybe she cannot do anything. Maybe she's young. You know, I went out, I was asking people, other lawyers, they were like 15,000, 10,000. Again, I had two options: to stay with Christine Haddad or to leave the country. I cannot offer the other lawyers. So I trusted her. I told her, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you, my life and my kid's life, please. And she said, listen, you have strong story. You have strong case. Don't worry. I got you. I will do my best. And I believe that you can win this case. Those words, when she said those like 3 sentences, like you have, I still remember that. I still remember the day. It was afternoon. It was 3 p.m. in her office. She had tiny office in that organization, and she told me these 3 sentences. You have strong case. I will do my best, and like I cannot guarantee that you will win, but I believe in my heart that you will win. Those 4 sentences kept me alive and kept my children alive based on that hope. I called my kids, I called my wife, I told them, this lady, this young lawyer, she said she believed that I can win, and she's not asking for money. She did the application, we moved, I was living on that hope. Step by step, after 1 year, they called me for the interview. In that time, before they called me for the interview, Christina left. I felt like I'm gonna back again to the 0 square. I'm gonna back again to the first day. Who's this another young lady is gonna come? I mean, this is terrible. I should stay with. And then I was begging Christina not to leave. When she said I'm leaving, she was leaving with my heart, with my hope, with my kids. And then Susanna both came. Susanna became, after a couple of weeks, like my little sister. Very kind, nice girl. Susanna, I saw her when she was treating people, but especially when she was treating me and people I know from that organization, people like me, she was treating them like their sister. Very nice, very kind. She gave them hope. We literally living on, you know, sometime I was calling her at 9 p.m. Hey, Susanna, I always ask her, are you sure? Do you think I'm gonna win? She said, yes, I believe you can win. And I call my kids. We keep doing this. You don't know how annoying guy I was. This is myself. Imagine hundreds of people like me, and never ever they said no. Never ever they ignored our calls, ignored my calls, my text, my WhatsApp text. She was with me in the interview. We left. They said 2 weeks. It was torturing to waiting for the decision. But instead 2 weeks, it was 1 year. After 1 year, they called me. But before they called me for the second interview, Susanna left, and the same thing happened to me. I felt like, well, now I'm again in the trouble situation. Then Jonathan came. Jonathan was the 3rd person. Jonathan was incredible lawyer. He helped me a lot. He worked with me very, very strongly, very tight, every day, talking, doing practice for the next, for the second interview. We got the second interview, and I was waiting. I was almost going out of the country because I felt I'm not gonna win this case. And all of a sudden, in February 28, 2019, from my work, I saw the letter there. And in our culture, it's not allowed to cry. It's not allowed as a man to cry. It's a big shame. I saw the letter. I cried like a baby. That was my first day and last day crying. The first person I called wasn't Jonathan. Sorry, Jonathan, if you are hearing this. It was Susanna Booth. I called her. I was crying. You don't know, when you see that, it's like God giving you new life. Not just you, my kids. I'm sorry. I called Shahd. I told her, Shahd, we won. We won. And then Sam, her dad, came, the fourth lawyer. She started working on my kids' files and my work authorization to renew it. And then Sam came, the fifth one, to work on my green card paper and application. I'm still working with him. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Susanna, both. Thank you, Christina Haddad. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, IGC. You guys give us new life. It's not just a hope, it's a new life. Now, I established two companies after I got the approval. One company for credit card processing, the second one for solar panels. 14 young people working for me. I'm paying my taxes, doing well in this country, and finally I'm gonna see my two kids in June because of you, because of IGC. Finally, or last thing I wanna say that my daughter mentioned the names of those five young people in the last 7 or 8 years, more than she mentioned my name. She has their pictures in the wall of her. It is not from my imagination. I'm gonna send you the picture. She has Sam, Susanna Booth, Christina Haddad, all the lawyers' pictures on her wall in her room. She cannot wait until to come to see you, to visit the office that gave her this chance to come here. Thank you so much. That was an incredible job you did for me and for my family. I hope, guys, you keep doing this for the others, and I hope myself to be one of the big donators in the future. Thank you so much. Thank you.